Man, listen, dog. As somebody that was out here rooting for the Timberwolves, I ain't gonna lie. I just said their whole name. I didn't even have to do all that. But as somebody who was out here rooting for the Wolves, I ain't gonna lie. This first game got my heart. This first game got my heart broke. And I was fully expecting to come on here and talk crazy about OKC. Not on like no crazy junk like F OKC, this, that, and the third. I wasn't none of that. None of that. We don't do that these ways unless we talk about something else or somebody else. But when it comes to these sports junk, I ain't doing all that. But I wholeheartedly expected to come in here and be like, man, during the pregame speech, that boy Shea was laying on the ground. He think he's so cold. Oh my God, he want to live into the aura, the aura junk that they be talking about. Oh, Shea want to do this, that, and the third. He think he's so sweet. And then look, it was looking good for me for a second. Cause when in the first half, in the first quarter, you know what I'm saying? My boy Jaden McDaniels, he came out, he hit like 2 threes. You know what I'm saying? My boy Ant hit a 3. I'm like, hey, it's looking good for me. I ain't gonna lie, cause I do got Timberwolves in 7 or 6. I ain't gonna lie, maybe 6. After this game though, I might have to change my pick. No, not for real. I'm still going Wolves in 7. But man, we gotta talk about this game. So look, like I said, Jaden McDaniels came out. He was hitting shots early. He hit like 2 threes early, and then like I said, he came out and he hit a shot. And then on the other end, OKC, they had a possession where one of them threes that Jaden McDaniels hit, he was wide open. And then they had another possession where they gave up an easy bucket, and then that boy Shea airball. So I'm like, okay, all right, OKC coming out playing fiddly diddly, and the Wolves is coming out hooping. I'm like, this junk is finna go my way. My Wolves in 7 pick finna start looking good. You know what I'm saying? And then that boy Rudy, they had to get him up out of here. He got subbed out. That boy had 2 fouls. I think he had 2 fouls in like the first quarter. Hey, I feel like I ain't see Rudy again until the fourth quarter. Now, I wasn't like that for real, but that's just what it feels like. You can't be out here fouling, Rudy. They needed you on the floor tonight. That boy Nas Reed was out there getting cooked. He couldn't do nothing with Chet. He couldn't do nothing with Chet, bro. So look, I'm watching this game. I'm having my takeaways. And the game is close, right? The game is close. It's going back and forth. But look, both teams is not hooping for real. The only person that's really out here hooping is Julius Randle. He ran up a quick 20 out here in the first half. A quick 20. I said, hold on, Ju. And then Ant, he ain't have it going tonight. Ant wasn't Ant. And the reason I picked Timberwolves in 7 is because I'm thinking Ant finna hop out and he finna go supernova. Now people saying, hey, we don't know if Ant gonna be able to hoop like that. Them OKC boys, they got people that can guard on the perimeter 9 times out of 10. They got fucking Chet, not Chet. They got Shea. They got they got Lou Dort. They got Caruso. They got Case and Wallace. And look, everything was going swell. It was looking like the Timberwolves had this junk in the bag. It looked like the Wolves had this junk in the bag. And then like halfway through the first quarter, they brought that boy Case and Wallace in. And when they brought that boy Case and Wallace in. And then when Case and Wallace came in, hey, that boy Ant was trying to, dribble in front of Case and Wallace. He wasn't having none of that. My boy was sitting on that. He had some bricks in his back pocket. He was on those. And then when he was on that, I can't remember who it was, but that boy Ant, he got the ball. Oh, we gonna get it in that. But that boy Ant, he got the ball poked loose. And then right back on the other end, my boy Ant came down and got the block. So now I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, that's what the intensity is. That's what the game finna tee up. Nah. I'm like, Ant got the block. He you know what I'm saying? They got the steal. I'm like, all right, both sides got some, they feeling this. They got the momentum in their heart. They like, okay, we locking up. Ant like, okay, I'm locking up. You know what I'm saying? But then, turn over here. Turn over there. Turn over here. Turn over there. Turn over here. Turn over there. The Wolves was just getting turnovers left and right. I ain't know what was going on. I'm thinking Julius, cause look, this all this in the first half. Shea, he ain't out here hooping. Shea was like 2 for 10 or whatever he was. That boy Shea was not doing his thing. But we gonna get into that. But that boy Shea was not doing his thing. J-Dub, I'm thinking we got J-Dub from the last series. My boy Chet just out there. He not doing nothing too crazy. Their best player on the floor at the time was Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying? That boy Ihart, he the only one in the game making a difference. He the one keeping the game close. Julius Randle out here running up a check on these boys, and Ihart out here running up a check too, I guess. I don't know what's going on. When you got a game like that where Julius Randle, he going crazy. Well, he was going crazy in the first half. When you got a game with Julius Randle giving you 20 in the first half, and you gotta capitalize on that, dog. You can't be out here letting Julius Randle do all this. Bro, look at the. You can't be letting him do this by himself in the first half, bro. You gotta follow up with that. And then when Ant go out the game, my boy Ju hitting 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. I'm out here thinking like, dang, is this Julius Randle or is this Julius Curry? Is this Julius Thompson? Is this Julius Lillard? I'm like, bro, who out here shooting these threes like this? But then, turn over here. Turn over there. Turn over here. Turn over there. And I'm like, bro, come on. Y'all got to hold on to the ball better than that. And Ant, bro, you got to be better than that. Listen, I know Cason Waller was, I keep calling him Cason Wallen. Cason Wallace was on your ass. I know Caruso was on your ass. But come on, man. You one of them ones. They call you Michael Jordan reincarnated. I picked your team. I picked you. I picked you in this series. I ain't picked you to win because of Rudy Gobert, my nigga. I picked you because I picked your nigga. Man, come on, bro. And then on the other end, I know we at OKC. I know we at OKC crib. Hey, and they fans was out here. They was going crazy. Them boys was rocking. I ain't gonna lie. But it feel like them OKC boys just getting call after call after call after call after call. And I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, dang, is my nigga, is anybody else gonna get a foul? You know what I'm saying? And then I can't, whoever was announcing the game, he said, Minnesota already have the 6 turnovers in this quarter. So they turning the ball over, and OKC is getting every call. I think Minnesota got their first foul with like 20 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't know. I think it was about 20 seconds. But look, so then we coming into the second quarter. I'm like, all right, the game close. The game could. I ain't gonna lie, this junk could have been won in the second quarter if the bench would start hitting shots. What's Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Trash. Dante DiVincenzo. I don't know why I thought we was finna get the Dante DiVincenzo from the Knicks series. You garbage. You need to go hoop with. You need to go hoop in Charlotte or something, dog. We need you better the next game, man. I can't be out here betting on the Timberwolves. You out here performing like that, playing with all that aggression. All that aggression do not equal efficiency, Dante. You know what I'm saying? And then it felt like you got 48 minutes tonight. I would have put you on the bench. You too, Nas Reed. I don't know why you got so many minutes. You know what I'm saying? That boy Chet was eating up in the second half. We needed Rudy on the court. I don't know what Rudy was doing out there here looking stupid. Rudy Gobert. You got to hoop better than that. But look, we in the second half. I mean, not second half. We in the second quarter. Julius Randle, he hitting another shot. He coming down, getting back on defense. He smiling. I'm like, oh, he feeling good. I'm like, yeah, that boy Drew feeling good. Now we finna really hoop. All we need is the bench and Ant to get it going. We can't just we can't win this game on the back of Julius Randle. And I keep saying we because that's who I'm rooting for. I am a Detroit Pistons fan. I'm not a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, but they just who I'm rooting for in this series, so I'm a fan of them today. And then, I don't know, bro. Julius Randle, he came up the court, right? And he stepped into a 3 on the left wing. Super confident. He stepped into that jump. Green. I was like, oh, yeah. And then Ant came down the court. He tried to boom on Lou Dort. I'm like, oh, man. This is all the momentum we need to get it going. And he rolled his ankle. He came back in the game. He running in he's smiling. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then everything turned around from the first to the second half. From the first half, I can't even say it was all Timberwolves. I was finna say it was all the Wolves, but I can't even say that. It was all Julius Randle in the first half. That's all it was. Julius Randle and Jaden McDaniels. And Jaden McDaniels, he was playing that D. He was playing good D. He had Shea didn't know what to do. Shea was going to the line. Shea had like 11 points in the first half. Or was that the first quarter? I can't remember. It was probably the first half. I feel like I would have remembered if it was the first quarter. No, I don't know. But either way, he was like 2 for 10, 2 for 12, 2 for 13. He had 10 points. My dog was getting all the free throws. Like I told y'all, the Wolves was not getting no calls. OKC was getting all the calls. I'm like, God dang, I don't know what's going on. But when they getting all the calls, it's keeping them in the game. Plus, on top of The bench for the Wolves not doing nothing. Nas Reed not doing nothing. Nigga, go back to Jelly Fam or something. Hey, I don't mean it, Nas, but we need you to hoop next game. You too, Dante, and you too, Nikhil. Your cousin out here is showing you up in every way. When you got a game where Shea is shooting 2 for 10, 2 for 11, 2 for 12, 2 for 13 in the first half, and then the rest of the team is not giving them nothing, y'all got to capitalize. Like I said, with Julius Randle hooping, how he was hooping, y'all got to capitalize on that, bro. I don't even get it. But then the second quarter came around. Not the second quarter. The second half came around. Third quarter came around. Shea and J-Dub, them boys start heating up. Like I said, I thought we was getting J-Dub from the last series. He ain't go super crazy. But he started heating up. The Shea and J-Dub from the first quarter and the second quarter is a way different J-Dub and Shea from the third and fourth quarter. That boy and Shea and J-Dub, they start heating up. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, and then Kenrich Williams, he came in. That nigga hit like 3 threes. Hey, I knew when when Kenrich Williams came in, he started hooping, I knew it was over. He was playing D. He was hitting threes. He was all over the court. Big Beard looking crazy. Kenny Hustle, he got the name for a reason. I knew it was over. OKC, they was playing D. They was hitting shots. That boy Shea, he was getting to the lane. He was getting his calls. He was getting to the meaty. J-Dub, he was playing D. He was hitting his shots. Chet, he was eating up inside. He was blocking shots. Them OKC boys, they just started hooping when it came time to it. You know what I'm saying? I guess that shows that poise that they got. And I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the people that was like, OKC, they ain't never been here before. Maybe they young, they inexperienced. They might get dead up. You know, the Wolves, they young too, but like, hey, you've been playing Jokic and Giannis and Luka, not Giannis, Jokic and Luka and Brian and Steph and Jimmy and KD and Book. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? The Timberwolves, y'all got something to go against. Hey, some experience to go in there with. But when you got defenders like that on OKC, I don't know what that experience could do for you, but I don't really think Ant gonna have a game like he had this one. I'm pretty sure he gonna come into the second game hooping. I'm pretty sure Julius Randle gonna come into the second game hooping like he was in the first half of this game. Second half, Julius Randle, you could leave that at the crib. You could leave that second part of you at the crib. We need first half, but we need that junk all game. And to supplement that, Ant, we gonna need to see Ant be Ant. We gonna need to see you be you. In the bench, come on, Nikhil. A game like this was a very winnable game. Even the second half that OKC had, I ain't gonna lie, if the bench would have gave us some points, the game, Minnesota would have still won. They would have still won even the second half that OKC had. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they wouldn't have. I don't know. Well, shit, we probably wouldn't know. No, they wouldn't have. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Minnesota would have still lost. That boy Jaden McDaniels had fouled out. Ant wasn't on his stuff the second half. I think Julius Randle only had like 4 points in the second half. Was it 4 points? I don't know. And then shit, Nas Reed was like 0 for like 1,866. Dante DiVincenzo, he was like 3 for 17,455, playing with all that energy. Nikhil Alexander Walker, he was like, he was probably like 1 for like 352,755. So I don't even know. They was just, I don't know. OKC, when it came to it, when it came time to really start hooping for real, and that clutch time, that second half, hey, I guess they just a second half team. Them boys is too good. Them boys is too poised. I don't even know, bro. I'm just on here rambling. This is my first reaction to the junk. I'm still like, my emotions are still hot because, like I said, I wanted the Timberwolves to win. And I feel like game one of every series is like a tone setter, but this is not the tone that I want set, bruh. This is not the tone that I want set, but I still got faith in the Minnesota boys. I still got faith in Ant. You know what I'm saying? He can win at home or he can win on the road. That's what Michael Jordans do. That's what Michael Jordan kids do. But look, Minnesota, man, we gotta minimize the turnovers. We gotta start hitting. And stop shooting. Stop chucking threes. Stop. I need y'all to get to the Ant. You one of the most athletic. You one of the best shooters in the league too. But you one of the most athletic niggas in the league, bro. Get to the cup, my dog. Like get to the paint, my nigga. Go boo. You tried to boom on Lou Dort one time. We supposed to see 5, 6, 7 Lou Dort murder attempts on here, dog. That's what we supposed to see, not just one. You out here trying to shoot that. It's like you, Steph. pulling up and he taking, bro. You can't pull that junk like that when you got Caruso in your face. You can't pull that junk like that when you got Case and Wallen in your face, especially when you do it, especially the way you was playing tonight, eh? I don't know, when Shea, hey, that boy Shea, I ain't gonna, that nigga smooth, man. He a hooper, but I ain't telling y'all something y'all don't already know. My boy Shea started heating up and he started getting everything he wanted. Taking that jug right to the cup. That's what you supposed to be doing, Ant. But that boy Shea was taking that jug right to the cup. He was getting every call. He was hitting all his shots. That boy was hitting. I don't know what type of shots he was hitting. I ain't gonna lie. My boy was hitting body bumping, turnaround, fade away, 360, spin move, backflip, cartwheel, somersault, drag and drop, kick, super, Rasengan bomb, 3-point. I don't know. But my boy Shea, he was hitting some crazy stuff. And Chet was looking like Shaq in the fourth. Nobody could stop him. He was down there inside getting everything he wanted. Nas Reed was looking clueless out there. That's why I said we needed Rudy in the game, man. But maybe we didn't. Maybe that's why I'm not an NBA coach. They know more than I know. I'm about to go smoke and watch some Criminal Minds, man.